In the quiet breath of dawn, the journey begins among the forgotten remains of industry, where cold, discarded metal fragments await their chance to live once again. Every piece of scrap is meticulously examined and sorted by experienced hands, identifying the hidden potential within the piles of what most would consider mere industrial waste. The artisan prepares the foundation for a new creation, selecting the heaviest blocks of aluminum to ensure the strength and durability of the finished pots soon to be. With rhythmic and powerful strikes, the hammer descends to break the resistance of the metal, transforming bulky components into small fragments ready for the intense heat of the furnace. This is the labor of transformation, where raw physical strength meets industrial necessity, breaking down the old to provide the necessary materials for a future of utility and beauty. Each flying shard represents a step closer to rebirth, as the solid structures of the past are dismantled to become the fluid possibilities of the creative process ahead. Precision guides the artisan as the metal is carefully weighed on an ancient scale, ensuring the perfect balance of material required for the casting work about to begin. Calculated measurements are essential for consistency, as the master craftsman knows exactly how much raw material is needed to fill the molds and bring the vision to life. The first fragments are committed to the fire, marking the transition from solid waste to liquid potential as the furnace begins its intense work of melting the metal down. Under the relentless gaze of the flames, the cold metal yields to the heat, thus beginning a profound chemical and physical change that will soon turn it into liquid silver. The roar of the air bellows signals the awakening of the furnace, fueling the fire to reach the extreme temperatures necessary for the aluminum's complete and total transformation. Inside this temple of fire, sparks dance in a chaotic celebration of energy, signaling that the temperature has reached the critical point where the metal must finally surrender. The craftsman stands firm against the oppressive heat, his face etched with determination as he monitors the progress of the melt with an expert and ever-watchful eye. Slowly but surely, the solid scrap loses its form, softening into a glowing mass of liquid energy that swirls and churns within the heart of the intense fire. Now, completely melted, the aluminum flows like a river of liquid light, reaching a temperature of 660 degrees Celsius where all impurities begin to rise. The molten pool is stirred with precision, ensuring a uniform temperature and allowing the craftsman to manage the delicate chemistry of the liquid metal before the pour begins. With a steady hand, the artisan skims the surface, removing the dark slag and impurities to ensure that only the purest aluminum remains for the casting of the pot. As the impurities are cast aside, the true nature of the metal is revealed, shining with a brilliant luster that promises a high-quality finish for the final product. The atmosphere of the workshop is thick with the scent of hot metal and wood smoke, a testament to the ancient and primal process of metalworking occurring here. In this moment of liquid perfection, the metal is ready, a glowing testament to the power of heat and the skill of the human hand in mastering the elements. While the metal melts, the foundation of the shape is prepared with fine sand, sifted through traditional screens to ensure a smooth and flawless texture for the mold. Every grain of sand plays a vital role, acting as the medium that will hold the memory of the shape and withstand the incredible heat of the liquid pour. The heart of the design is a wooden master model, placed with extreme care into the frame to create the precise void that the molten aluminum will soon fill. Sand is packed tightly around the form, pressed into every curve and corner to ensure the final metal casting captures the soul and character of the original wooden model. A steady rhythm of wood on sand fills the air as the worker uses a heavy rammer to compress the earth, creating a solid and unyielding structure for the mold. With every strike, the loose earth becomes a stone-like container, a temporary vessel designed to survive the fire and define the boundaries of the new aluminum pot's body. The moment of reveal is delicate and tense, as the frame is lifted to show a perfect negative space, a hollow ghost of the pot waiting to be born. Looking into the heart of the mold, one can see the smooth architecture of the future pot, a masterfully crafted void ready to receive the life-giving flow of metal. Attention to detail is paramount, as the artisan uses a soft brush to clear away any stray particles that might mar the surface of the cooling aluminum later. A final breath clears the path, ensuring absolute purity within the mold, a testament to the craftsman's dedication to quality at every single stage of the traditional process. Now sealed and secured, the sand mold stands ready, a silent and expectant witness to the culmination of hours of preparation and the nearing climax of the journey. The atmosphere tightens as the team prepares for the most dangerous phase, lifting the heavy ladle that will carry the liquid fire from the furnace to the mold. Liquid silver fills the ladle, a heavy and glowing cargo that demands strength and perfect coordination to transport across the workshop floor without any loss or accident. Each step is measured and deliberate, a synchronized dance of two men carrying the weight of the molten metal, their shadows stretching long against the ancient stone walls. The pour begins with a single drop of fire, a moment of high tension where the liquid metal first touches the air and finds its way into the earth. A continuous stream of glowing metal disappears into the sand, filling the void with incredible heat and light as the mold gasps and releases clouds of rising smoke. In this super-close view, the power of the liquid metal is undeniable, a raging torrent of energy being harnessed and directed by the simple laws of gravity and skill. As the mold breathes fire and smoke as the aluminum claims the space, the intense heat reacting with the moisture in the sand to create a misty, atmospheric scene. Light from the molten core shines upward, painting the faces of the creators in shades of amber and gold, documenting the shared human effort behind this industrial alchemy. As the liquid rises through the vents, it signals success. The internal void is now a solid heart of metal, and the pot has finally achieved its new form. The transition begins immediately as the intense heat dissipates into the sand, the vibrant orange glow fading as the metal freezes into its final, permanent shape. A heavy silence returns to the workshop, broken only by the crackling of cooling metal and the soft sound of workers exhaling after the intense physical exertion of the pour. The shell is broken as the artisan uses a shovel to shatter the sand mold, releasing the newly formed pot from its temporary and earthbound prison. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the pot emerges from the dark sand, its surface rough and unrefined, but its structure solid and ready for the final stages. In its raw state, the pot carries the marks of its birth, with jagged edges and a dull complexion that tell the story of its chaotic and fiery origin. Internal heat still pulses through the metal, a lingering reminder of the furnace's power, as the pot begins its long and necessary journey toward a final cooling. With iron tongs, the creator claims his prize, lifting the steaming vessel with care, moving it toward the final baptism of water that will seal its strength. The walk to the water tank is a symbolic passage, moving the metal from the realm of fire and earth into the cooling embrace of the third element. Contact is made with a violent hiss as the pot is plunged into the depths, a massive explosion of steam marking the final shock of the cooling process. The water boils in protest as it absorbs the residual heat, and a chaotic dance of bubbles and mist that quickly tempers the metal and sets its final molecular structure. As the steam clears, a sense of calm returns, the pot resting quietly beneath the surface as it reaches a stable temperature, ready for the final artistic touches. Emerging from the water, the pot is now cold and solid, a finished casting that holds within it the history of the scrap and the energy of the fire. The refinement begins as the grinding wheel bites into the rough exterior, sending a new shower of sparks as the jagged edges of birth are smoothed into grace. Layer by layer, the dull oxidation is stripped away, revealing the brilliant silver-white luster of the pure aluminum that was once a collection of discarded scrap metal. The pot is centered on the lathe for its final transformation, spinning with precision as the artisan prepares to use the cutting tool to achieve a mirror finish. With surgical precision, as the blade shaves the surface, leaving behind a trail of light as the pot's exterior is leveled and polished to a professional and clean standard. The spinning metal becomes a blur of silver, catching every light in the workshop and reflecting it back in a dazzling display of industrial beauty and achieved perfection. The machine stops, and the transformation is revealed. A mirror-bright surface that stands as a testament to the skill, patience, and tradition of the master aluminum caster. A final wipe removes the last traces of the workshop, polishing the surface until it glows with the pride of a product made to last for many generations. The cycle of transformation is complete as the artisan admires his creation, a simple household object born from fire, sand, and the enduring spirit of traditional craftsmanship.